time for the Daily Dose on Friday, May 4th. We're going to talk about some more relationship issues. I decided that I'm going to do 5 letters a day. No matter how long it takes, we're going to do 5. And I've been creating documents with 5 letters in them. And so that way I'll be organized. I set by date. I just pull up that document, start talking. This is going to be fabulous. And I want to thank everybody who's been, very enthusiastic about this new programming that we're doing here. The live shows every Wednesday and the video a day for the first 2 weeks of May. So I think, get you guys off to some really good stuff. Keep those letters coming in. I got a couple of really good ones from you, and they will be appearing in the advice column that I do probably this weekend. So let's get started. Letter number 1. I have been dating this man for over a year, and he is 51 years old. I wonder how old she is. He left his wife after only 6 months of marriage due to her lack of submitting to him. He is referring to the biblical sense of wife submitting to her husband. Examples are, he says, no passion in the relationship, me not giving him my all. He often refers back to my past relationship. We were on/off again for over 14 years. And he tells me I gave my all to my ex, and there's nothing that I can give to him to show him that he is more special than my ex or other past relationships. Wow! This was his first marriage after returning from prison for 10 years, and he has 4 children ranging from 24 to 26. When I ask him about what he means I can't submit to him, he says I should not have to ask. He tells me he has submitted to me unconditionally. Now he is telling me the same thing that he said about his ex, that I will not submit to him. Should I submit to him while we were dating? Fuck no. I can't even finish this paragraph. Fuck no, you should not submit to him. What you need to do is pack up all your shit that you got at your house and take it from his house, take it back to your place, and never see his fucking jailbird ass ever again. That's what you need to do. Okay, let's break this down. Let's start with this this submission thing and him talking about the Bible. Number 1, okay, if you read my book on the black church, this is a typical mind fuck game that brothers be running on women because they know y'all believe in Jesus and all this old stuff. So they hit you with that Bible stuff. And see, once they feel like, they got God as backup and Jesus is their wingman, then see, you don't really have too much to say. You really have lost ground and power, because basically if you try to argue with him, then you're like coming up not just against him, but against the Almighty himself. And so, you feel like you really don't have a leg to stand on. That's what he's counting on. So he's talking about this submission stuff. Okay, in the Bible, every Bible I've ever looked at, they say submit to your husband. Okay, and the husband submits to God. Okay, now he ain't submitting to God, and you ain't his wife. So why is he even talking about submission? You see what I mean? It's like, what are you doing? You're talking about something that does not apply to you, homie. You ain't married to nobody. Okay, then he wants to talk about this thing about, he's still reading in the Bible, but that was his first wife, and he only lasted with 6 months with her. So, but he's got 4 kids. So basically what that means, he's been fornicating and, dropping babies right and left all over the place, 24 to 26 years old. So he had took 2 women, women pregnant at the same time. Oh, see, this dude, and I'm telling you, anytime you mess with these dudes from prison, they don't have shit to do. Okay, they don't have nothing to do. So all they do is share techniques to game on women. That's all they do. How they gonna get some money, get somebody's body, get somebody to hold for them, and so they can be a pimp and not work. Get somebody to deal drugs for them, so if something goes down, she goes takes the hit, and he's still out out on the street. They do everything they can to mind fuck women who are naive and silly like you. So you need to just stop thinking about him. There's nothing about him that you should even be thinking about being with. He's a loser. Okay, he can't even keep his ass out of prison, and he got 4 kids. Why do you think you should be writing to me about this man? I'm clueless. So this submission thing, I wanted to say something else about him too. I forgot. Oh, yeah, they don't ever talk about what they're supposed to do as far as being a Christian man. He's only want to talk about what you need to do. And you have to look at this other part too. This is the part I was doing on before I lost my train of thought. He's telling you that there's nothing that you can give him at all. This is a everything he's doing, he's running game on you. This is a major setup. This is the setup where you feel like, oh no, I have to be better than these other women. I have to give him my all. Okay, what all? Why would you give some knick-knack that's just got a prison record and 4 kids your all? What would you do that for? What is he giving you? His all. Do you have his credit cards, his bank account numbers? You got keys to his car, keys to his house? You're on his life insurance policy? Where's his all? Where's his all that he's giving you? What can you say that he's giving you that's his all? And by setting you up, see, you're going to be doing what I did in this whole series on last year called Jumping Through Hoops. He wants to set you up so that you just give him everything you got. Full access to your line of credit, your paycheck, your credit cards, your debit card, your 401k, everything that you have. He wants it for himself. So he's trying to set you up to give it to him. He's trying to manipulate you. He's trying to control you. And he's doing it in a way like it's like a pimp game where you feel like you have to do this in order to earn his love and to earn his commitment and be the woman that he wants. By telling you that there's nothing that you can give to him, he's already closed the door. That relationship, that was a wrap. See, if you understood what you were hearing, that was a wrap right there. So anything else that you do, you're just wasting your time with this man. He's never going to be satisfied with anything you do. He's going to constantly keep you in the tailspin of overperforming and people pleasing and trying to do everything he wants. You imagine that you're doing the things that he wants you to do, when in reality, he's just a knucklehead. There's nothing about this situation that you should be thinking about. So what you need to do, because he gonna always be complaining about some shit somewhere. It's like you can't win in this situation, young lady. You can't win. And you don't say how old you are, so, you're leaving me to guess. But let me tell you this part right here. Tell this man that it's important to you to live your life being happy and being loved. And that he, has flatly told you that you're not worth his love because you have nothing to give him and you're not going to submit to him. So, tell him that that's your goal and that it's unfortunate that, he seems to want some other kind of woman other than the woman that you are, and that it was nice meeting him and you wish him the best, and then you go on about your life. And, don't worry about this guy. This is nothing that you even need to think about. He's just setting you up to fail. And you're just going to be sitting there depressed and giving him everything you got. In the end, you're going to end up broken-hearted, used and abused, and trying to figure out how it happened. Okay, let's move on to letter number 2. I did a most terrible mistake by telling my boyfriend I am unhappy with certain parts of our sex life. Oh boy, I can see where this is going. That I think it needs more spice, and I admitted to having faked on several occasions. He was completely offended. His male ego hurt tremendously. I tried to explain that I did not mean he's not a good lover at all, but he was too hurt to listen. This happened a few months ago, and lately I sense he is avoiding having sex with me. I asked him about it, and he said that although he loves me and considers me his best friend, he doesn't want to sleep with me anymore. He said he cannot forget what I said and that he lost interest in sleeping with me altogether. We've been together for 3 years. I love him very much. He's my soulmate and best friend. Yeah, but he can't fuck, so he couldn't be my soulmate. I also do enjoy sex with him most of the time, although not always, but he said he can't believe me. How can I make him trust me again? And most importantly, how do I make him want me sexually again? Girlfriend, this is a wrap. You can forget this. There's nothing about this that he's going to ever recover from because he's young and silly. Now, you don't say how old he is, but I'm telling you, you have the mentality of certain men is that they are a stud muffin. Don't matter what they're doing. They have this image of themselves as being like, the grand lover of all time. So when a woman tells him that in reality, you ain't busting a grape in the bed, not with me. And, it's just not working. It's not, you're not hitting it the way that you imagined that you were. Well, that's a shock to his system, right? Because he's, been thinking all this time. And I could just imagine you being like Meg, what was her name? Meg Ryan in that movie. Where she's sitting in a cafe, going through all these motions and stuff, making it sound like just having the most fabulous orgasm in the world. That's the way they are, So you see these girls, they be flipping their hair and they got to grab sheets and they just be just putting on a performance worthy of an Oscar. It's not like that, dude. So you got a woman going through all them conniptions. You ought to know that she's faking. Because if she was not, otherwise she would be too into what's going on to be grabbing sheets and doing all this hair flailing and all this old stuff. People don't really do all that. So I saw the study though, and women get together. I mean, it was outside of the study. Women get together and they talk about you guys like dogs. Y'all just don't even understand. You guys really need to really study the female body. They would do a lot better. Oh my, this letter's cracking me up for some reason. And the study that I read it said that over 75% of women admitted having faked at least once in their lifetime. Either to just get it over with or to spare their boyfriend, husbands, whatever's feelings, because they knew that it wasn't going to happen for them and they were just tired, of him bouncing around up there, down there, whatever, and they just wanted to be over. So they, faked this grand finale, and then dude, rolled over with his chest all expanded, thinking he had done something. So you have a guy who's young, he's insecure about his sexual prowess, and he is, this would be a great opportunity for him to sit down and say, okay, well, I wish you had told me sooner, and yes, I'm upset, but let's talk about this, and let's tell me what what does work for you. Let me know what works for you, and let's practice. That's what he should do until he's got that shit nailed to where she's chasing him around the bed. See, but most men don't think like that. They don't want to put in the work. They just imagine that all they do is stick it in, and then magic happens, and that's really not how it is. So right now your boyfriend is pouting, and he's having a hard time getting over this. I'm reading this letter. I'm like, I wonder what happened though to make her, what happened? What was the situation that made her finally spill the beans? This is just so amusing to me. But dude is just having a hard time getting over the fact that he ain't like the coxswain he imagined himself to be. And I think that he hasn't invested the time in getting to know you, even though y'all been together 3 years. He hasn't invested any energy in trying to get to know you sexually. He doesn't ask you what you like, what you don't like, and so he doesn't know you. And at this point, it sounds like he doesn't want to get to know you, so he doesn't want to have sex with you anymore. That's like the ultimate pout. So what you need to do is tell him, okay, well, I'd hope that you would handle things differently, but since you want to be a big ass baby, and I don't like to date children, this shit's over. So I'm gonna go find me a man that does know how to fuck, and you can go and be with some woman that'll fake it for the rest of her life, and then we'll both be happy. And then you walk the fuck out the door. I mean, this is some bullshit. I mean, he don't want to be silly. It's like, dude, you've been with the woman 3 years. She's been protecting your ego, and now she finally got enough courage to tell you what's what. And instead of you taking it like a man and doing something about it, you want to pout like a toddler. See, I don't have time. So I've thrown motherfuckers out of my bed like mid-stroke. It's like, oh, hell no. Oh, what the hell are you trying to do? But this ain't happening. So, you either fix this or get up and get out. And so usually make them get up and get out. So this would have never happened to me. He would have, 3 years? More like maybe 3 days. that would have been that. Okay, letter number 3. I was away for 28 days. And when I got back, a neighbor told me that my fiance had a guy over the night before I got home, and he had stayed all night. Man, I can see where this shit's going. I asked her, and she said it wasn't true, and then proceeded to tell me that it was over because of a drinking problem, which is what the 28 days were for. Now she wants to work it out 3 days later, and I'm not sure she's being honest. I even called the guy, and he denied it and said, I don't know what you're talking about. How do I get her to be honest and tell me what really went on while I was gone? And I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, two people told you that it didn't happen, the two people involved, and only one told you that it did. And this one that told you that did is a neighbor, so not even a friend, not a family member, nobody you went to school with. No, I mean somebody that lives, around where you live. Now, what I'm gonna tell you is, you're stupid. Don't you understand that this person is most likely a male because, well, it could be a female too. Whoever it is, okay, this person wants you two to break up because if it's a dude, he wants her. And if it's a woman, or you never know. I mean, they might want both. You know what I mean? He could want you too. She could want the woman or you. I mean, you just don't know. But what I'm saying is, you cannot take the word of a relative stranger over facts. You have no facts. Okay, you was away with your alcoholic ass in some whole, drinking house thing, getting treatment for your alcoholism, and then you come home and want to start some shit. See, there's something. I mean, I know they do therapy in those places, but they don't do the kind of therapy that you would have needed, which was something about your self-esteem. Because see, you're trying to escape something by drinking it away. That's the same thing that drug addicts do. They try to dull pain and go into this fake world where they have nothing bothers them. They're not upset and everything's beautiful sunshine and butterflies. So you or put yourself in a very, very risky situation. Another part is, how they have Al-Anon? There are people, and I'm not saying she is that because I don't know, but that's just something to think about. There are people that need their mate to be out of control, to be on drugs, to be, anorexic, to be an alcoholic, to be a sex addict. I mean, whatever it is, they need somebody that's out of control in their life so they can focus on that person and fixing them instead of on themselves. And they call it codependency. So, another aspect of that is when your partner's out of control, you get to be the one in control. You get to be in total control because they're just so out of it. They're not doing anything. So you get to make all the decisions. Everything falls on you. But see, now that you're trying to get healthy, you're going to be having a voice in the relationship. And she might not want that. That's something to think about. And I just have to repeat that. And I'm not saying that's what she is. It's just a strong possibility because that does happen a lot. But anyway, in either case, once you guys elicit this kind of response and exhibit this kind of distrust of each other, you taking the word of complete strangers over your lady, and without any suspicion that this person that's telling you this may have a motive. So see, that's you're not thinking. You're acting very emotional right now and being real silly, and I can't really condone that. So I would think if I were her, I would just leave things as they are, and that's what I suggest for you. You need to concentrate on yourself and getting yourself healthy and strong and not be worrying about some pussy, okay? Because, pussy will come and go. You need to make sure that you are got your shit together so that you can go on and live your life the way it was meant to be lived. Letter number 4. I live with my fiance who has custody of his 4 children, and I have 3 children. So they got 7 kids? Oh, hell no. We have sex about once every 1 to 2 months. I try to get him to have it more, but he won't. He says his sexual peak is gone and mine has just begun. I am 28 and he is 34. He's only 34. He also says that he is under too much stress to have sex. I know he is not cheating on me because we are always together except for when we are working. I feel that it is me and he is not attracted, but he assures me that it's not that. What do I do? My heart is breaking. That is too many damn kids. No wonder the man is stressed. Think of the noise. All the kids, trying to come in the bedroom and they crying, mama, mama, daddy, daddy. So I need some water. I need some, no. There's nothing about this situation that is sexy. Not to me. This is some shit I would be running from. And you're only 28 years old. You don't have no better options than to be with a man who's got 4 kids. And what you doing with 3 kids? You're only 28. What's that all about? I don't know. I don't see this lasting. I don't see this working. And there's something, men, he might be stressed, but men talk with actions. I keep telling you guys that. They speak with actions, not with their words. And so his action is telling you just what you said. He's not attracted anymore. There's something that's making him not want to be intimate with you. I'm thinking some of it has something to do with all them damn kids and, his lack of rest and stress about that. But that can't be the whole thing. Now, I don't know if I mean, is he into, pornography? Is he, addicted to that? Or does he have a, some other kind of proclivity where he's more interested in other men than he is with women? There's many options here that it could be, but there's something definitely wrong. And whatever it is, you can't fix it by yourself. It's going to take both of you. And since he's the problem is it's not going to be 90% of his responsibility. If you are feeling like he's not giving you the relationship that you need, how many times have I said this? Anytime a man's not giving you the relationship that you want, what do? Say it with me now. Leave him. Okay? I must say that 50 times a week. And it's just that there's nothing else. You want a certain type of relationship. He's not giving you that kind of relationship. How you lasted this long, I don't know. But this wouldn't be anything I would recommend. And so you got to think about it. I mean, either you stay in a relationship with a man that you're not having sex with, or you get on and you get somebody else who's not stressed out, who is attracted to you, and who you can have sex with. That seems pretty simple to me. Just like you moved in, you can move out. Okay, and our last letter of the day. This one is a doozy because I looked at this and I was like, man, this dude needs to be drop kicked from the moon. My wife refuses to associate with my family for the last few months. She claims that they make comments about her that hurt her. Like when she was disciplining our 1-year-old son, they say, "Mommy said no," or "Mommy's bad." Also, they say stuff like, "I'd invite you for dinner, but you don't eat that," referring to her picky eating. I told my family that these comments hurt her, but they say that she should not let little things like that bother her. I agree with both my wife and my family. She should ignore the comments, but also my family should not make them. I try to side with her, take her side when they make a comment, but sometimes I miss a comment and she gets mad because I didn't say anything. This sounds petty, but she is so stubborn. She won't even give a little, and neither will my family. Our relationship is suffering. We have only had sex 3 times this year, maybe 2, I can't remember. I feel caught in the middle. I need to resolve this before we get a divorce. Oh, shit, yeah, because if it was me, you would already be with divorce. Because you know what? This is all your fault, you punk bitch motherfucker. Okay, when you marry somebody, the Bible says you cleave only unto your wife, right? What part of that are you doing? What part of honoring and loving your spouse are you doing with this, she should forget it. She shouldn't let those things bother her. So you got some sneaky ass, underhanded, shit-talking family members that are purposely doing everything they can to hurt your wife. And these are people that allegedly love you, right? But you see how they treating your wife, the woman that you love. You're a dummy. You know what? That's why your wife is like so upset, because she realized she married a fool. You're a fool. You're an idiot, and you're just weak as fuck. I just can't even, I hate men like this. I just can't stand you when you do this kind of stuff. You are supposed to be a man. You're not caught in no goddamn middle. What you're supposed to do is to go in there and tell your family, look here, you motherfuckers, if you say one more goddamn thing about my wife, we're never coming over here. You can remove my name off the family Bible. Don't you call me. Don't you think about seeing my son. Nothing. Because you're not showing the proper respect. You just act a bunch of bullies, and you try to do everything you can to hurt the woman I love. What the fuck you think you're doing? How you think I'm gonna take that? That's my wife, motherfuckers. See, that's why you gotta come at her. But I'm a woman and I would do that. You just a punk bitch motherfucker, weak as hell. Oh my God, she's not supposed to be having to grow get a tough skin and find a way to deal with that stuff. You are supposed to protect your wife. I don't care if it is your mother and your family. You're supposed to be talking about, I take her side. You're not taking shit. You're just being stupid. sitting up there. They know you don't mean it. That's why they continue to do it. Secondly, you supposed to check up about your kid. Okay, that's her baby. That baby came out of her pussy. It did none of them have nothing to say about it. So when she's disciplining her child, what they say is it's none of their what she says is none of their business. They don't have to make no goddamn comments about what she says. And these little underhanded digs that they're doing, mommies, see down there trying to brainwash your child against their own mother, and you're letting that happen. Oh my God, I'm just like, I just can't even believe this shit. This motherfucker, why did he write me? Of all people, he must have wanted to get cussed out. So, you know, I mean, and what she eats. Okay, let me explain how this is disrespectful. Okay, well, you know, because I know you don't eat that. No, bitches, what you're supposed to do if you really care about your son, your brother, you know, whoever you are to these people, is say, I know so-and-so has, you know, a special diet. What, you know, can you ask her for me to tell me what she likes? Okay, that's how you treat family. You respect what they're trying to do. It would be like me. I go to my people's house. They know I don't eat meat, so they'll have like a lot of side dishes. Or we, you know, agree. Sometimes I'll bring my own, like seitan or something, you know, and they like that too. Especially when I make the fried chicken nugget, they be lined up to eat that stuff. So, you know, I mean, a lot of people are vegetarian these days. A lot of people don't eat pork for, you know, religious reasons. A lot of people don't eat red meat for health reasons. So, I mean, there's a lot of reasons, you know, low salt diet, no fat diet, low potassium diets for their kidneys, stuff. I mean, people have all kinds of things going on with their body. And if you love that person and you respect that person, you take those things into account because you want them to be around strong and healthy, not in a hospital. See, but you know, plus, you know, there's always a side of him. Maybe their food is nasty, so she should coming off as picky, but really it's just nasty as slop, pig slop, and she's not trying to eat that nasty shit. So anyway, what I'm thinking is, you know, you have some relatives that act like children in grade school, like, you know, they want to bully, they gang up and bully on somebody. And she's trying to be very respectful because those are your relatives. But see, I don't give a fuck. I would have cussed all them bitches out, everybody, including you. And you know, it's just like, you're not gonna talk to me like that, and you're not gonna be giving me this little passive aggressive bullshit. You want to go? Let's go. I will whoop your ass. But you want to, you know, play these little mind games and stuff like that. I'm just disgusted. I'm disgusted with you. I'm disgusted with all your relatives. All y'all are just disgusting. And I don't know, if your wife divorces you, this would be probably be the best day of her damn life, because you are a waste of fucking time. What kind of husband are you? Bullshit ass bitch. Oh my God. Anyway, that's disgusting. You know what? I don't know. See, you guys, when I used to do, you know, I write my advice columns, I would have all my, you know, anger issues behind the scenes. Nobody got to see it. For doing a video, now you get to see it. And I'm like, this is, you know, I would just write my little stuff, right? And then you could edit and tone it down and all that stuff. But doing it this way, you know, it's just like, I read it, I look at this shit, and then I'm like, oh, hell no. And then you know, you guys get to see how I respond. But, yeah, these men on these men are full of shit. All of them are full of shit. And you ladies need to get your shit together and stop dealing with these knuckleheads. When you see that it's a knucklehead, please stop thinking it's going to change into something sensible, because it was born a knucklehead, it's going to die a knucklehead, and it ain't shit you can do about it. In the meantime, just let him be a knucklehead by himself. Anyway, I will be back tomorrow. We'll be, you know, going into Daily Dose Day 5, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.